I'm sitting here on the rocks yet again. Can you hear the river splashing on the rocks? You can't quite see it, but it's as if the river is dancing and playing and having so much fun. And it doesn't seem to matter how hard or firm the rocks are, and it doesn't even seem to matter how the rock is. The water still plays with the rocks. Sometimes I feel like life can be a bit hard and tough and almost unyielding, like the rocks. And we can be like the water, playing, still keeping our playful energy and still going around the rocks and not resisting the rocks, but just going around the rocks and just having fun. And sometimes we make things so serious and so difficult when really, instead of asking the rock to change, what if we just went around the rocks? And what if we just had fun using the rocks? And what if, with everything that we deal with in life, we dealt with it in the same way? Yesterday, I felt very triggered in myself. I found all my old fighting imprints come up in various situations. And by that I mean this need or tendency to argue or disagree or create conflict in myself came up. And I had to welcome those feelings just like the water welcomes the rock. And as I welcomed those feelings inside of me, I realized that it all came from one place, which was this deep, deep desire and need to be deeply and completely and wholly loved. And as I welcomed this really hard rock that was inside of my heart, of feeling this sense of feeling unloved in this situation that I was in. Not specifically because that was what was actually happening, but it was just an old imprint in my body. I welcomed it just like the water welcomes the rocks. And as I welcomed it and didn't have any desire to change it, but then focused on an area of ease in my body and focused deeply in this area of ease in my body, I felt the ease in my body just light up throughout my body in a way that was just so magnificent as I followed the natural ease in my body. And in that moment, the rock just disappeared. And I felt wholly and completely and deeply loved inside of myself. And looking at the water today and the way it splashes playfully around the rocks, I feel like we are both the water and the rock. And sometimes it is literally about just accepting the many imprints of rocks inside of us and welcoming the rocks, and at the same time focusing more on what the water is doing, which is this place of ease inside of our body, and welcoming that. And that's when the magic happens. That's when we feel the true magic inside of our hearts and beings and souls, and all of these rock imprints don't feel so hard or so undissolvable anymore. It's like the rock and the water become one. And for me, that was a really magical experience because I felt this beautiful, beautiful feeling of just tenderness and just most passionate love inside of my soul, just beaming out from within to my whole being. So I guess I'm sharing this because I would love to know even what it feels like when you welcome the rocks of past imprints inside of your body. Because sometimes we cognitively, through our brain, know that untruth, that an untruth is not actually a truth. But it's only when we really feel it in our bodies that the untruth can fully dissolve. And holding ourselves in this sacred, beautiful way is just pure magic. Wishing you many moments of the rock meeting the water and finding the oneness in it all. Much love.